It wasn't always pretty, but it was another win. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett here on the H&S Septic Services Brock Eagle Football Show. As the Eagles beat Graham in a grudge match. Man, I love this rivalry already. 28-7. Brock offensively had one of its most inefficient days. I think it was 5 turnovers on the game. And you got to give some of that credit to Graham, a team that I will admit I think has improved at a faster rate than I thought they would this year. Wasn't worried about them next year. There's a lot of youth on that team, but I really thought that they would take a little bit longer this year. And they did come out of the gate slow, but the Steers have righted the ship, and now I think they're a team that could be a dark horse in this region. But for Brock, 3 interceptions, a couple fumbles. Still, though, you got to give the Eagles credit. It's been a while since they were pushed. I don't even really know how much they were pushed in this one outside of their own mistakes. But give credit to Briar McDonald stepping in through injuries. 93 yards on 22 carries. 4.2 yards a carry, really grinded this offense when it was kind of struggling with turnovers. And, man, you need a guy like that to step up for that. Holt Frazier on the night. It's funny saying this. His quote-unquote maybe worst night of the year, he still threw for 246 yards, completed 64%, had 3 touchdowns, but he did have the 3 interceptions. Colt Matlock had 85 yards and a touchdown. Brandon Ray had a touchdown on 3 catches. Kaysen Christensen had 3 catches and 47 yards. Davis Lee, the junior, 1 catch, 68 yards and a touchdown. So the big plays were still there for the offense, and it was a sloppy game. Now, I do want to go ahead and say Coach Mathis will not be joining us here on the show this week. Giving him a week off, look, there's only so many ways we can talk about this last game of the season as the Eagles go on the road to take on Bridgeport, a team that I thought was going to be a little bit better this year. 1-7, 0-4 in district. So there's only so many ways we could talk about it. So basically the show would have been, 5 or 6 minutes on Graham, and then we'd immediately started going towards the playoffs and talking the playoffs. So I talked to the coach and said, hey, you know what? We'll get you back next week when we can actually talk the playoffs. And it's a little bit more enjoyable. So what we're going to do today, it's a real quick insert, but I've had people ask about Sideline to Sideline through the Brock Show. And if you don't know, we do a 4A show called Sideline to Sideline. It's also 2A and 3A. It's our 18th year of doing those shows. And we just talk 4A the whole state. And so this week, of course, we talked the Brock Graham game. So I thought it'd be a good chance to do a little cross-promotional work here. So here is Grant and I, a quick little nugget talking the Brock Graham game. Brock, 28, Graham, 7. Now, here's the thing. First off, good game by Graham. I felt Graham was going to take a step back this year, and they have a little bit, but they have gotten better each week. But I will tell you, this is how good Brock is. This was probably Brock's worst offensive game. I think they had 5 turnovers. They were getting in, and give Graham credit too, but they were just getting in the way of their own self a lot of times in this game. Yeah. Yet they end up winning by 21 points and comfortably. Just tells you why you and I are really, really high on the Brock Eagles this year.
Yeah, I think Brock can play with anybody, right? I think we're starting to see that. They can't come turn the ball over 5 times against a team like, say, Carthage in the semis. But I think if they play well, they can play with anybody.
And, and that was always the thing that was bothering us even last year and even the year before last with Brock is they played loose with the football a lot. Like in every, I think at one point they had a turnover in like 16 straight games. This year, up until this week, they have been extremely efficient and they have controlled that. Now, we'll see if this is one of those just 1 week things or not, but they have a couple weeks before, they probably have about 3 weeks before they really get tested into the next playoff. And you can check out Sideline to Sideline again each and every week. Go to YouTube. We have a video of the show, youtube.com/@L4 Media Company. We also do audio only. You can go to any podcast platform. Just type in Sideline, the number 2, and Sideline. Or you can find us on our podcast page, S2S grantandterry.com. And again, we just talked the whole state, and we will be talking every playoff game. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to break down every playoff game into some big, 5-minute discussion. There's not that many great first round games, especially when Brock's playing the last district team in other districts and such. And B, that show would be 5 hours long. These shows are already going to be about an hour each. And again, we do a 2A, 3A, and 4A. But we will pick every game, mention every game, and then probably pick like 2 games per region that we really want to get into and talk more depth. And so check that out. Again, we record those on Tuesday. Also, we have Coach X on there. He has a love-hate relationship with Brock. It's very funny. It's a real coach. He writes in his little musings each and every week, and we have a lot of fun with that. And so next week, we'll be back with the regular Brock Eagle football show. Coach Billy Mathis will be joining us. We'll be talking about the season and the first round opponent. So again, I want to thank our title sponsor, H&S Septic Services. Give Mike a call, 682-266-1152. You can also go online, HS Septic Services Texas, that's TX.com, Parker County, Hood County, even other surrounding counties. So give them a call if you're close and just see. They have emergency service available. They do 1-year labor warranty. They have discounts, and they cover most manufacturer warranties as well. All right, be safe in your football travels this week. Have fun. And guess what? Next week, it's the real season playoff time right here on the Brock Eagle Football Show, brought to you by H&S Septic Services on L4 Media.